afternoon, good morning, good day, good evening, everybody. It is Saturday, October 5th, and you know what that means. It is time for the High Risk Wrestling Podcast. I do not have the hammer bell in my hand. It is you that does. I am your host, Jeremy Pearson. Welcome one and all. We are covering the week of October 8th to October 14th. And as always, you can check out my socials, Charismatic Creations on Facebook, Tumblr, and YouTube, Charismatic_Creations52 on Instagram, and the 215 on Twitter. Last week, we looked at the scariest wrestlers, not just by aesthetic, but scary good in the ring, scary bad on the mic, so on and so forth. And today we're going to be looking at some of the scariest moments. Now, these are going to be genuine moments, either in matches or something that happened backstage or something that wasn't even planned. We're going to take a look at that. I might work in a few other things, seeing how the show goes. But for now, you know what's next. So just go on and hit my music. Alright, so we had a nice little week of news. So Mox has signed a new 5-year contract with AEW, so he's expecting to be there. He's expecting the company to last. And in addition to that contract, he's working fewer dates, not like Roman or Brock. But he's also been elevated to a coach, mentor backstage as well. So it's great. It's great. And AEW also has certain restrictions on his indie dates. Pretty sure that means no more GCW for him. But listen, man, he's been an MVP for the company, to say the least. Wow, Women of Wrestling fails to break 300,000 viewers in their first 2 episodes, but it's weird of where they come on at. So here in Philly, it comes on Saturdays at 11. So you need to get in where you fit in and just put on a good show. That's really all you need to do. Battle of the Belts ratings down again. They pulled in 317,000 viewers. Now remember, this Battle of the Belts came on right after Rampage, and just to give you an example of what the ratings have been: first Battle of the Belts, 704,000, second 527, third 437,000. So it's not been good, but it can be better. That's all I'm saying. Sticking with the viewership, Rampage on that same day pulled in less than 400. They pulled in a little bit over. 400,000. They put in 404,000 viewers with the .13 and the 18 to 49 demo. All you need to do is just treat Rampage a little bit better. Listen, you got it. You have it stuck in that time slot of 10 p.m. on a Friday night, so the ratings won't be that great. Mia Yim is officially done with Impact Wrestling, and she thanked them just for bringing her back and letting her get her feet wet one more time. She helped put over Mickie James and Taylor Wilde. More so Taylor than Mickie, because Mickie doesn't need to be helped to put over. She's sending out and she has some feelers from WWE, because I really think that it's looking like they want to re-sign her, and she should immediately be elevated to the main roster so she can get a better chance than she did before on the main roster, because Vince McMahon fucked that up big time. Tony Khan has announced that they meaning AEW, are around working with Pro Wrestling Noah. This is a great team up, and the Forbidden Door stays open once again. Monday Night Raw viewership for the Fallout 2 Extreme Rules, 1.8 million viewers with the .55 and the 18 to 49 demo. That is very, very good. That's up from every other week in like the last their highest rating since September 5th. It's really, really good. Warner Brothers Discovery, they are happy with AEW's huge numbers. They are by far the #1 show on TV when it comes to Wednesday nights, and they plan on working with them more, bringing in more. Oh, why'd you swing at that? Sorry, watching the Phillies, they just blew a bases loaded situation. They are happy with the numbers. They are happy working with AEW. Just good news all around. NXT, their viewership saw a jump this week. They pulled in 737,000 viewers with a .15 in the 18 to 49 demo. And making news this week a lot really was Saraya, and people trying to be concerned over her, for her, when it's her life. She knows what she's doing. So she turned down a general manager role with the WWE before joining AEW, and Triple H himself contacted her. He was shocked that WWE let her go, and come to find out, they never planned for her to wrestle again. Not Triple H's regime, but Vince's regime. Never planned on having her wrestle again. They weren't going to have her see any more doctors, and she was just in limbo. So she made a decision to let her contract run out and join AEW. She's been medically cleared to wrestle, and she says her neck feels fantastic. I'm hoping she's training, like she probably is. Taking bumps, so when she finally has that first match back, it will be beautiful. Dynamite viewership fell back under 1 million this week. They pulled to 983,000 viewers with a .32 in the 18 to 49 demo, but they're back to bringing in really, really good numbers, staying above that 950,000 mark week in and week out. Gable Steveson finally is doing more practice matches. NXT, originally they had soured on him, but they also made a really, really big deal about him. So he's got to come on TV. Remember, he even got drafted. He's officially part of the Raw roster. Extreme Rules, which I was at, was a legitimate sellout. Like a legit sellout. They sold 13,000 of the 14,500 tickets were paid admission, and the other ones were, either given away or for friends, family, whatever. Close to $1 million gate. That's not WrestleMania. That is pretty decent. Triple H, we knew he was making changes. As soon as he got in power, he dropped the Ezekiel storyline. So, Elias will be on Raw. And obviously he was away so he can grow his beard back and make his hair long again. Smackdown pulled in, what's that? 2.129 million viewers with a .5 in the 18 to 49 demo. That is very, very good. Man, it's fun. It's getting fun out here in the streets, but that's the news, and we'll be right back. Let's hop on over to our week in review. I'm gonna try something new. I'm gonna try to just hit it and quit it. Hold on. Okay, we hit that. So, Raw, we got our fallout for Extreme Rules, and DX opens the show in the gorilla position. X-Pac, HBK, Road Dogg, we're playing on the fact that they're old now. We're going through all this, and then they pan to Triple H, who's in the gorilla position running the show, and it's just funny, and they're having words. It's cool. The Bloodline start the show, and we got to deal with the Jay, and this is how the storyline started. It started with Jay Uso. Sammy takes charge, and he will get a match with Riddle, who had interrupted. He wanted a World Championship match against Roman. Roman said, nah, you lost. Stipulation says you can't get another championship match. So that's where we're going to go. We're going to go to Sammy versus Riddle. Johnny Gargano beat Austin Theory. Rey Mysterio beat Chad Gable. And I just don't want Chad Gable losing all these matches. Dom keeps egging Ray on, and Ray he's just not going to do it. While the Judgment Day are out there, they just talk about their win Finn's win at Extreme Rules, and then AJ Styles comes out and he fakes like he's joining the Judgment Day, and he says he's got some brothers. It's not the Judgment Day, and we get the return of Gallows and Anderson, the original club, is that Candice LeRae beat up Bayley. Damage Control then take her out. Bianca tries to make the save, but she's selling her injuries from the ladder match, and they take out Bianca. Dexter Lumis crashes the Miz's birthday celebration, and next week Miz will face Dexter Lumis. If Miz wins, Lumis is gone. If Lumis wins, he gets a contract. We got an Omos squash, and Brock Lesnar returned and destroyed another black champion. He destroyed Bobby Lashley, who was then goaded into his title defense against Seth, and Seth wins, becoming the new United States champion. Sami Zayn loses to Matt Riddle after Jay didn't help, because Sami said he didn't need the help, even though Roman told Jay he needed to make sure Sami wins. And we ended the show with the de-acceleration. But the Bloodline stuff, man, best storyline in the WWE right now. It is so much fun. Over on Dynamite, we had a fun show, and AEW looks to be right back on track. This show gets a thumbs up. Raw had got a fist. Renee Paquette is now All Elite, and she introduces Christian Cage, who introduces Luchasaurus. They are in Canada this week. They were in Toronto to be more specific, and Luchasaurus beat Jungle Boy to continue this storyline on. So essentially, we're just going to get Jungle Boy trying to finally defeat Luchasaurus so he can make his way to Christian once Christian gets healed. Wardrobe defeated the Factory. The Gates of Agony attacked until FTR and Shawn Spears makes his return, and they make the save. Swerve Strickland beats Billy Gunn after cheating to win, continuing his heel turn, and Mark Sterling now owns the scissoring thing that the Gun that the Acclaimed are doing. Looks like maybe the Acclaimed next challengers for the tag team championships will be Tony Nese and Josh Woods, and I like that where they're going with this. You stop doing the chant, you stop doing the scissors, and then put the stipulation in that the claim wins, they get it all back, and then the fans can start doing it again. It's great, simple. MJF doesn't like this. The Fern keeps interrupting him, and he says he doesn't like being the bad guy, but he has to be the bad guy to get ahead. Hangman and Mox have some words, and yes, this was Hangman's best promo probably to date. It was very good, and we're hyped for the World Championship match next week. Jericho retains the Ring of Honor Championship over Daniel Garcia. Over Bryan Danielson after Daniel Garcia turns on him. Tony Storm and Hikaru Shida defeated Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter, and Orange Cassidy defeats Pac to win the All-Atlantic Championship. So that was solid. It was a really, really good show. That was the inevitable conclusion to the Pac and Orange Cassidy feud that's been going on for a very long time. Over on Impact, we have our fallout from Bound for Glory, and Bully Ray gets to call his shot. He won the Call Your Shot Battle Royal, and Steve Macklin and the Moose are also getting involved. Killer Kelly defeated Tasha Steelz. Trey Miguel wins a 6-way X Division match. Giselle Shaw and VXT defeated Death Dolls. Tommy Dreamer is giving Bully Ray a shot to, show that you're not a dick anymore. And Josh Alexander beats Bobby Fish in the main event, retaining the World Championship. And Kazarian is doing Option C. For those of you that don't know what Option C is, it's when you hand over the X Division Championship to get a World Championship match made famous by Austin Aries. Over on Smackdown, we have more Extreme Rules Fallout. So the show actually opens up with a car crash, and it's a Karrion Kross car crash, and he and what's that girl's name? Scarlett are fine, but Drew attacks Kross, and Drew's a little bit more heated. He's a little bit more dangerous, and I like the side of Drew. I really, really do. The New Day comes out and says the Usos are only 30 days away from breaking their record. They're going to make sure that does not happen. Sami Zayn is in the gorilla position with Solo and Jay. There's no Jimmy this week. And essentially, Sami gets a phone call. Him and Roman Reigns are laughing it up. and then he speaks to Jay, and this is funny. Solo no-sells everything, right? But this started out as, remember, Jay was the original right-hand man, and now it's Sammy, of all people. Sammy beats Kofi with a little help from Jay, but Zayn doesn't notice. He doesn't know. Later in the evening when they're sitting down in the locker room, Jay's like, you saw what I did? He's like, Sammy's like, what are you doing? Jay's like, I help you get the win. Solo, did you see it? Nah, I was focused on saying it. This is good stuff. Ray tells Triple H that he's going to quit. He just can't deal with what's going on with him and Dom. And Triple H is like, nah, I'm going to move you to SmackDown. And Dom can stay on Raw. Braun went to squash. He's confronted by Omos and MVP. LA Knight beats Mansoor and immediately turns heel. Damage Control defeated Roxanne Perez, Shotzi Blackheart, and Raquel Rodriguez. This match happened because they were backstage. And Raquel, she gets to choose Cora Jade's opponent. Her pick must be from SmackDown, while Cora Jade pick must be from Raw. And Roxanne chose Raquel. Damn, she didn't like that. And Roxanne was like, yo, you're on a losing streak. You can't keep your mouth shut. So there it is. And if you can always feature Roxanne Perez on TV, feature her on TV. Legado del Fantasma defeated Hit Row. Liv Morgan attacks Sonya Deville backstage, and we're going with this new intense Liv Morgan. Rey Mysterio was added to the IC Championship Contenders match, and he wins, so he'll be taking on Gunther at Blood Money. And we had a Bray Wyatt return promo. Now, here's what happened with Bray. I'm gonna break it down for you. So we get new music. Bray comes out, and it's just Bray, and he's talking and he's explaining. It's like it's the man, Bray, but while he's talking to us, the fans, he's also talking to himself in the voices and the personalities. And the rabbit mask guy, I think it's called Uncle Howdy, comes onto the screen and tells Bray to forget about the past. It's only me now. Something of that nature. But essentially what's going to happen with this feud is we're going to get Bray Wyatt, the man, taking on his different personalities, i.e. the Wyatt Six, which is going to signify him having battles with himself. There it is. He's going to go through the Wyatt Six. Probably with the last person he has to face will be probably the Fiend character, and then we'll see what happens after that. Whew. But it's good. It's good stuff right there. Over on Rampage, the Blackpool Combat Club team of Mox and Claudio defeated the Butcher and the Blade. Keith Lee tells Swerve that he's swerving in the wrong lane. Stu Grayson is back with the Dark Order. We had a JAS in-ring segment with Garcia explaining himself that Jericho has shown him that sports entertainers always beat professional wrestlers, and Jericho wants to dishonor the Ring of Honor World Championship. Well, you know who got next? Another former Ring of Honor World Champion, Dalton Castle, who made his appearance and said, yo, I got next. Nyla Rose defeated Anna Jay. Jade and the Baddies tried to get Jade's belt back, but it doesn't work. Ethan Page defeated Isaiah Cassidy, and now their contracts belong with the firm, along with Matt Hardy's contract. And in our main event, Shawn Spears and FTR defeated the Embassy. The Kingdom, the team of Matt Taven, Maria Bennett Kanellis, and Mike Bennett debuts, and they attack until War Joe returns to make the save. Rampage was good. Check it out. Especially check out the first match of the main event. Our matches of the week from Extreme Rules. It's a little divisive on this one. We have the Extreme Rules. We have the good old-fashioned Donny match, which was very, very good. It was probably my match of the night for Extreme Rules. Also from Extreme Rules, the I Quit match, which was very good. It was only going to end in one way, and I definitely want to see where they're going to go next. We're probably just going to end up doing Edge and Becky. Edge and Beth versus Finn and Rhea at Blood Money. From Dynamite, the All-Atlantic Championship match, Pac and Orange Cassidy. These two have tremendous chemistry together, and I love it every single time that they're together. Now that Pac is no longer the All-Atlantic Championship, he and the Lucha Brothers can help elevate the Trios Championships until the Elite return. From Smackdown, the Intercontinental Championship #1, Contenders match, Solo Sikoa versus Sheamus versus Ricochet versus Rey Mysterio. These multi-man matches that the WWE has been on recently have been bangers, and I like that we're probably going to get a Solo versus Sheamus feud. And our star of the week, it has to be Bray Wyatt. But that is the weekend review, and we shall be right back. So last week we looked at just scary guys that were good on the ring, bad in the ring, on the mic, and then the actual scary wrestlers themselves. So now I thought it'd be prudent, it'd be fun to take a look at some of the scariest moments, some of the genuinely frightening moments in wrestling, and let's have some fun with it. So, well, not fun, but because some of these aren't fun. So, for example, we'll start with, remember when Jerry Lawler suffered a heart attack on Raw? It was scary. It was very, very tough, and something that, bro, like Michael Cole, who doesn't get enough credit, he's finally getting the credit that he truly deserves, stood pat and did his best to hold the fort down, and Jerry made a full recovery, which is good. You know what I mean? That's just tough. I mean, you're doing commentary and you're having a heart attack. It's freaky. How about when Diesel, Kevin Nash himself, he saw himself. What do you mean he saw himself? So he and Taker were feuding in 1996, and they were having a match at WrestleMania 12. Let me make sure. WrestleMania 12. Wasn't the main event? No, the main event was the Iron Man match between HBK and Bray. They were the second to last match. So they're having this feud, right? And the casket is at ringside, and usually when the casket's at ringside, you think you're going to be seeing the Undertaker. No. Big Daddy Cool, Diesel, Kevin Nash. I have to keep doing that because it's hilarious. He opens the casket, and what does he see? Not the Undertaker, but himself. And the look on Kevin Nash's face, he looked frightened. He looked scared. He was terrified. And that's how you do a feud. That's how you make it happen. Now, how about listen, I don't like clowns. I don't fuck with clowns. No, sir. Okay? So you know who I'm going to bring up. You know who I'm talking about. Doink the Clown's debut. Bro. He played with the audience's mind. He was evil. He had a laugh. And it was terrifying. Now, the guy, Matt Bourne, playing Doink the Clown had his own little, his own issues to deal with, but Doink definitely worked for his time, and an evil clown could still work. Nothing like whatever Bray's doing, and nothing like what Sting did with Sting Joker, but an evil clown could definitely work. Now, this next moment was incredibly stupid. I know why they did it. The only reason I say it was stupid because it happened in Philly, and it's known from coming from one of the worst WrestleManias ever. You know what I'm talking about? WrestleMania 15. Big Boss Man, The Undertaker, having a Hell in a Cell match. And how does it end? With, first of all, it's one of the worst Hell in a Cell matches ever. But The Undertaker hung the Big Boss Man. Yes, you heard me. Hung him from the cell. There we go. Watch us. All right, Phillies, we're going to get another run. Score them, baby, up 5-2. I'll take it. But, yeah, hung up from the cell. I can't even say it was stupid because it actually fits the character. It fit The Undertaker and it fit the feud. But it was just, man. Wow. How about Shawn Michaels taking on Owen Hart on an episode of Raw, November 20th, 1995, if I remember correctly. Shawn just fell to the floor. He hit an enziguri and just dropped to the mat. Now, unlike HBK's usual sells, remember, HBK might be the best seller in all of wrestling, with the next two probably being Ziggler and Adam Cole. HBK was limp. He was totally limp. And Jim Cornette and Owen Hart did a fantastic job selling. And it just looked like HBK was really hurt. But he sold it. It was a sell job. He was a fake out. But geez, when you're not knowing what was going on at home, fucking scary. And what's only topped by that is the debut of The Fiend. Bray Wyatt had been teasing this character, and we may not have gotten, because you know he has a very complicated relationship with Vince McMahon, because he never really got to have true control over himself. But the debut of The Fiend, the music, the look, the mask, bro. Bray should be as big as Taker. He really should. But how about something that I'm glad we don't do anymore, or at least we've made it a lot safer. Mick Foley took a lot of headshots, like a lot, just head, chair shots. Crazy. I don't know how this man is still in his right mind right now. And who can forget The Rock giving him 11 unprotected chair shots? Man. Sticking with Mick Foley, his fall from the Hell in a Cell, like, the two falls, first going through the announce table and then falling in the middle. It's so hard to see, to witness nowadays. But at the time, man, what Mick Foley put himself through for our amusement is nothing short of spectacular. It's like, you have to be surprised that he's in his right mind. You do. How about Randy Savage getting bit by Jake the Snake. Now, good thing the snake wasn't venomous. Good thing the snake wasn't venomous, because we don't know what would have happened. And there's more. Like, you want to keep going? Let's keep going. How about anything that happens in a buried alive match? You got to ask yourself, what happens in these buried alive? How you're burying someone alive? How are they surviving? Remember the concrete crypt match when Taker just flat out killed Paul Bearer? Like, bro, what? Buried him in concrete. Buried this man in concrete. Huh? Or what about, remember the cinematic Money in the Bank match taking place at the same time, and Baron Corbin just throwing Aleister Black and Rey Mysterio off of the roof? Like, the man committed murder on that. How did they explain it away? There was a secondary roof. So there was a secondary roof, like there was a secondary shooter. Come on, son. Come on. How about we just go to Kane? Remember when Kane lit JR on fire? What? I mean, it was clearly staged, but he lit JR on fire. Not only did he light JR on fire, but he also, remember him tasing Shane McMahon's nuts? I just, Kane's done some Marion Lita. Sticking with Kane. His feud with Gene Snitsky. Gene Snitsky punting that baby. Oh, man. Those are some scary moments. Those are some nervous moments. How about Jimmy Jacobs in Ring of Honor 2007, bathing himself in blood? Freaky. Stalker Dustin Rhodes watching little kids sleep. Who came up with that? Who? This was a horrible gimmick. Of course, by Vince Russo. How about if you were a fan of Rey Mysterio? Remember on SmackDown? Remember my guy, Eddie Guerrero, turning heel? Remember him turning on Rey Mysterio and just absolutely beating the bloody hell out of him? Oh, man, the ringtone, just everything about Eddie's heel turn was scary, but he was already so over. There was nothing the fans could do. Let's just go back to Kane real quick. Remember Kane unmasking? Now take your pick. It was either really good or really bad, and I wish, like, the makeup, if he did it today, the makeup would have been better. The reveal would be so much better. But Rey Mysterio featured on this list again. Remember CM Punk singing to Aaliyah? Like, what? Like, that was freaky. The Straight Edge Society coming out and CM Punk just singing Happy Birthday to a young, crying Aaliyah. Guess who's back on this list, guy? Guess who's back to be mentioned? Ooh, nice catch. The Undertaker. Remember him sacrificing Mideon? Taker carved his symbol into Mideon's chest. The Attitude Era was nuts. I'm sitting here thinking about it, and I'm just being freaked out. Do you remember Mankind's debut? So the night after Taker defeated Diesel at WrestleMania, Mankind just showed up and just started attacking The Undertaker. Right? He just showed up. He's a deranged, crazy man. Nothing you could do about that. So, what else we got? Clowns. Oh, look. More clowns. AAA. Los Psycho Circus. I don't do clowns, but we're in the middle of 31 days of Halloween. I'm deciding whether or not to watch Terrifier. Freaky, right? Freaky. No more clowns. Hold on. Remember the horror show at Extreme Rules? Seth popping out Ray's eye. That was the stipulation. And I don't want to look at the picture, but Sid Vicious breaking his leg. Oh my god. Joey Mercury taking that ladder to the face at the 06 Armageddon pay-per-view. Not to mention, they should be on this list multiple times. Like anything that's ever happened in ECW, Sabu and Terry Funk fighting down to the wire in a barbed wire ropes match. Bam Bam Bigelow crushing himself and driving Taz through the ring and then pulling him out. Anytime there was a scaffold match, just ECW always featured on this list. New Jack, the scaffolds. New Jack and Vic Grimes. And Vic Grimes almost died. The ropes saved him. How about, oh look, more ECW. Y'all remember the mass transit incident? One of the scariest events ever to happen. So let me give you a quick rundown. So Axel Rotten had canceled his match against New Jack. So they got a 19-year-old kid named Mass Transit, who was based off of like Ralph Cramden, right? Who said he was trained by Killer Kowalski. He stepped in to take his place. It turned out the training claim was a lie. The kid lied. He wasn't trained by Killer Kowalski, and he was only 17, not 19. Mass Transit, his inexperience, and New Jack's just general dickheadedness. That kid got cut, and that blood poured from that kid's face. His father in the crowd screaming to stop it. Man, this is why you have to do your checks, because that was bad. Buff Bagwell breaking his neck Rick Steiner went for a bulldog, and he just jammed Bagwell's neck, and the seriousness was so apparent. He laid in that ring for 30 minutes, and fans were just scared and nervous. But no, when Steiner helped him up onto the stretcher, that could have been a lot worse than what it was. How about the Leatherfaces took on Soji Nakamaki and Hiroshi Ono, one of the bloodiest hardcore bouts of all time, a double hell death match. So the Leatherfaces into the ring with the chainsaws. Crowd is already scared. They ran away. After seeing all the wrestlers' legitimate bleeding all over the ring from the bed of nails and ample barbed wire wasn't enough, the Leatherfaces ended the match by breaking a large sheet of a nail bed, leg dropping on the owner's throat, powerbombing onto it, and chasing the spectators away. Fucked. Really, really fucked. Then and this was all accidents with the death of Pero Aguayo Jr. when Rey Mysterio does his usual setup for the 619, and a mistake happened. The Pero just fell and broke his neck. 3 broken vertebrae, and that was a wrap. And obviously, the scariest moment of them all, the death of Owen Hart. Like, terrifying, truly terrifying of what happened, and it's taking decades for us in the wrestling industry to truly recover. But those are, I think I hit a lot of them. I think I hit most of them, actually, the scariest moments in professional wrestling. Definitely some more I could have added. Maybe I'll save them for another time, but I want to thank you all for listening. Thank you all for checking me out. I appreciate it. As always, check out the socials. Charismatic Creations on Facebook, Tumblr, and YouTube. Charismatic_Creations52 on Instagram. The 215 on Twitter. Next week, we'll be looking at, we'll be having some Halloween Havoc flashbacks. Yeah, some Halloween Havoc flashbacks, y'all. And as always, Zia Lee, Wendy Chu, Shotzi Blackheart, and Gigi Dolan. Holla at you, boy.